Hello, everyone. It's your friend of a friend, and today we are going to discuss this current group of men who are dominating the headlines. Ooh, would you look at this line up here? So, for at least 2 years, black men, both famous and everyday, have been in the headlines for some pretty salacious stuff. In this video, we will only be discussing the famous ones who swear some entity is out there to get them, and I'm here to let you know it ain't a conspiracy, it's your karma. Given how heinous a lot of the allegations are against these men, you would think other men who don't engage in this behavior would publicly denounce it because they wouldn't want to be associated with that type of conduct, or at the very least, if you don't want to pile on because everyone is commenting on the situation, you could sit it out and say nothing. But a lot of these men can't do it. They have to say something no matter how crazy it makes them look, defending the indefensible. So here we are. So rapper Lil Boozy can't keep his crusty mouth closed since the Diddy trial began, hell, even before then. But this video can only be so long, so he first posted this in response to Cassie's testimony at the start of the trial. So he says, "I don't see no crimes committed in this case. This in no way is a RICO charge. You shouldn't be sent to jail for being a freak. This is a case of two freaks in a relationship having ups and downs. Anyone who thinks he should be given a life sentence is sick. The government never arrested Hugh Hefner. His freak-offs and 18-year-old girls living with him and drugging. Only thing I see is a domestic violence charge. Lord have mercy." Good thing guilt or innocence isn't based on what Boosie can see, because something tells me that he's going to be Ray Charles to the BS anyway. He then goes on to assert that they were two freaks, and anyone who thinks that he should be given a life sentence is sick. Mind you, all the evidence the feds have gathered haven't even come out yet. It was only the first week at the time that he wrote this. Secondly, how did Hugh Hefner get in this? Hugh Hefner has been dead for a long time, but I know where he was going with this. He's trying to say white men do it, but we are the only ones that get in trouble for it. So if you already know this, why indulge in the very behavior that you know will be penalized harder because of your skin color? And why bring up what white men do in this case? If the topic is black males being unalived by cops, then I don't want to hear about black on black crime. If we're talking about a black degenerate, I don't want to hear about a white one. Stay on topic. He then makes another post that says, "I think Cassie and her husband masterminded this takedown of Diddy and his money. I think her husband's been trying to get her to do this for years to Diddy, but she didn't want to do it because she knew what would come out. Then as a couple, become broke. Now the plot becomes realer by the month. I think the last straw was the Diddy and Carisha relationship. When she saw Carisha, that was a sign supporting her man at the awards that did it. A woman scorned is dangerous and an evil MFer. Yeah, I said it. Boy, you ain't said nothing." So now the motive behind all of this, according to Boosie, is because Carisha was holding that Go Poppy sign at the BET Awards. And let's take it a step further, giving her her own talk show with Carisha Please. Let's say he's 100% right that Cassie saw all of this that he did for Carisha, and Cassie got so filled with jealousy and rage that she filed a lawsuit. He settled with her within 24 hours, and she's also part of this criminal suit against Diddy. But does that make anything that she's accusing him of any less true? But I think I figured out what Boosie and male and female supporters of Diddy are so upset. They don't care that Diddy slutted her out, put hands on her, and treated her like she was subhuman. In y'all's mind, Cassie was supposed to accept her mistreatment as part of the game because she got a few trinkets for hanging in there. You're also mad because Cassie looks like nothing she's been through. He tried to destroy her beauty inside and out. Yeah, he paid for plastic surgery to fix things that didn't heal properly, but in addition to trying to destroy her outer appearance, that demon tried to break her soul, and he was unsuccessful. Some of y'all are mad that because Diddy saw no value in her, you thought no one else would, or should. You're also mad that Diddy saw a pass around and Alex saw a wife and a mother. You're mad because even though there was years of abuse to her body, she did not lose her ability to give life. And some of y'all are mad because you've gone through the things that she's gone through and probably much worse, and there was no compensation or compassion for your pain. And lastly, you're mad because Alex sat in court and heard every freaky, sneaky, disgusting detail, and it changed nothing. He still loves his wife. He defended her like a real husband should, And y'all are mad. After Cassie gave her testimony, he had this to say about his wife. He said, "Over the past 5 days, the world has gotten to witness the strength and bravery of my wife, freeing herself of her past. There has been speculation online surrounding how it must feel for me to sit there and listen to my wife's testimony. I have felt so many things sitting there. I have felt tremendous pride and overwhelming love for Cass. I have felt profound anger that she has been subjected to sitting in front of a person who tried to break her. So to him and all those who helped him along the way, please know this: you did not. You did not break her spirit nor her smile that lights up every room. You did not break the souls of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man," he said. Meanwhile, this is supposed to be a representation of black excellence. Remember that? And now we are coming to find out he represents everything wrong with the black community. All of his exploits are on full display because he's a joke, because he thought his money would forever control the narrative. And now your daughters and the whole world have to hear your depraved exploit. From the blood to the urine, baby oil, escorts. I mean, black men, why would you want to attach yourself to this? The things that he's drawn to sexually screams demonic activity. The fact that his debauchery goes on for days at a time and his appetite for it is never satisfied. Boozy, if you were wise, which we know you're not, you would shut your mouth trying to defend Diddy, because let's say they are draining the swamp. They might start investigating other rappers who partake in this behavior, because the way you've been squawking can only lead people to assume that you've either been to them parties, you on them tapes, or you out here doing the same stuff. Either way, you're bringing unwanted attention to yourself, and you're the same man who bragged about paying working girls to essay your minor child. So if I were you, I would stop running my mouth. Or actually keep it up, because you definitely deserve to be charged for facilitating that. Alright, who should I talk about next? Let's do the little stunt queen, Tory. On May 14th, Canadian rapper Tory Lanez was rushed to the hospital after being stabbed 14 times. The prisoner accused of attacking Tory is 41-year-old Santino Castillo, who's serving a life sentence. Tory Lanez's Instagram post said that he was stabbed in the back, torso, head, and face. He was temporarily placed on a breathing apparatus, but now is able to breathe on his own, the Instagram post adds. Despite being in pain, he is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. I bet he is. I really don't know what to make of this story, from the miraculous recovery to what led up to the stabbing to begin with, because the story seems to vary. One source said that he tried to start a race war with the Mexicans. Another report came out that Tory hit on Santino's wife, which I'm inclined to believe the second one, and he got poked up for the disrespect. And even when Tory was out, he was known for being a menace. Everywhere he goes, this man starts trouble. All I know is it feels like this is a ploy to reduce Tory's sentence, because now there's all this evidence that his attorneys have yet to file to prove his so-called innocence. Fellow rapper Drake is pushing a petition for his release when he got his own case to be worried about. But like I said, these men will link up fast to defend some nonsense. Even this politician, Anna Paulina Luna, is calling for Tory Lanez's early release. I am calling on Governor Newsom to review Tory Lanez's case and issue a pardon. His 10-year sentence was based on flawed evidence, political pressure, and prosecutorial bias. Justice must be blind, not driven by headlines. Free Tory Lanez. I mean, they're even posting free Tory merch all over the place. Like, oof. The fact that they chose to make these hats resemble Donald Trump's Make America Great hats says a whole lot. As we all know, Tory Lanez was tried and convicted for pow-powing fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion in her feet. He was sentenced to 10 years. And for those of you who think that his sentence was too harsh, need I remind you that the wee little leprechaun was offered a plea deal for 4 years and turned it down to take the case to trial, and he didn't even speak up in his own defense. Crazy thing is, if the arrogant fool would have taken the plea deal, he'd probably be close to getting out now, because LA jails are notorious for vacating sentences due to overcrowding. Instead, he chose to antagonize Meg and lean into the villain role, and he is still doing it from prison. Now his new stunt is to pin it all on Kelsey and make it seem like he's a noble munchkin taking a 10-year bid for the same woman that he was dating and cheated on with her best friend. And now we are supposed to believe that he mustered up enough love for Kelsey that he would take a gamble on his own freedom when he was facing a maximum of 22 years in prison. He suddenly wants to do the right thing by her. Okay, y'all. And of course, because people are out here dragging Megan Thee Stallion once more, she felt the need to respond. She says, "At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all's fans gonna stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? One minute y'all said that I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all's face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. I'm sick of this shit. Leave me the alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me, and that was his choice because he knows he did that ish. I don't give a about a blog or a bot. Why in the F would me, Megan Thee Stallion, have to lie on this MF about shooting me? How y'all mad at this person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. The hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new effing evidence. Y'all been saying the same ish for years. Tory, please leave me alone. You're a effing demon. I'm off the silly internet. Bye. I guess she told y'all, and I don't blame her. I mean, how long are y'all gonna keep antagonizing this girl over something that you know she didn't do? And you know she's not lying about who, at least about that. And as for you, Tory, you gonna have to come up with something else, cause even the prisons ain't falling for your stunt. And they didn't even bother to transfer him to another prison. He is healing up nicely at the same prison where it all started. And it's clear you ain't really about that life, or you would just shut up and quietly do your bid. You were doing too much when you were on the outside, and you're doing too much on the inside. It's time for you to sit down somewhere, get still, take accountability, learn the lessons, and change for the better. Stop running and own your ish. Next up, DDG. Now, I don't know what Halle is going to do about this man because they will be forever bonded to each other by Halo. It's bad enough his family doesn't want to hold him accountable. His own mama is a proud boy mom who posted this message when the news broke that the judge awarded Halle a restraining order against DDG. She said, "I usually don't comment or say anything on this internet, even with all the negativity, the lies, the hatred towards mine. However, these accusations have made me realize that I have been quiet too long." Did I mention that this lady's screen name is Tanya Mae DDG? And mind you, she has other children besides DDG. I'm gonna need her to continue to shut up because he's a grown ass man and he can handle his own. So, in addition to his complicit family, she also has the streaming community and his fans making the case for her to keep sole custody of their baby since they want to continue to bully her online. But this video that dropped of DDG arguing with an AI voice of Halle is next level. Like, I'm scared for her.
Where's Halo at?
What do you mean? He's sleeping, he's in bed, RN?
Give me my fucking son back.
What? Why are you acting like this? What have I ever done for you to act like I'm some sort of monster that would keep your son from you?
Because you don't know how to respect me and you disrespect me in public over a fucking Usher concert. Where is my son at? I'm taking my son.
Say, I don't want anyone but you.
Okay, well, this is gonna happen. How about with Halo, I keep him. How about we go to court about Halo and I put you on child support? Let's do that.
You're gonna take my son away from me because I won't block Usher on Instagram? You gotta be joking, right? Please tell me you're not serious, RN.
I'm dead ass serious. You know that I don't play.
And this is the hill you are willing to die on? You'll take my son away and try to make me pay you child support because I won't block Usher on one of my socials for no reason?
That's exactly what the fuck I said. So block his Instagram right now, okay? I'm just gonna ask you one more time. You know that I'm live. Please just stop embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself, RN. You are acting ridiculous. I cannot believe I'm having this discussion with you. You'd really do all of this over a celebrity? When I'm marrying you, you're the worst I've ever seen you right now.
Okay, we don't need to be together then. We don't need to be together.
I am thrown with this. Like, this man concocted a whole fake argument to engage in a fake fight with a computer program that sounds like Halle, and for what? Some say he was just trolling, but why would you troll like that? It sounds like he's dealing with mental health issues, and his fans think it's funny and don't see how creepy and potentially dangerous this is. And then on top of that, they want to call her evil for wanting to keep her baby away from all of this because he's a so-called good dad. But I said this in my last video and I'll say it again. A good father would never harm his child's mother. I'll say it again like I'm Dr. Umar. A good father would never put his hands on his child's mother, and definitely not in front of the child. Not only is Halle's safety in danger by continuing to protect this man, she risks traumatizing her son permanently. He's little now and won't remember what he saw, but the longer she sticks around, she runs the risk of baby Halo becoming just like him. Now, there was once a time I was a Chris Brown fan, and I remember he said his stepdad was abusive towards his mother. He was so scared of his violent stepdad that he used to wet the bed. And because of the abuse that he and his mom suffered, he vowed to be a better man, to never harm a woman, because he saw firsthand what his mama went through. And he even went on to become an advocate for women in abusive relationships. I don't even know how I got through all them lies. The way y'all be going up for him, though, you would have thought that that's how he turned out. We already know Chris Brown's long history of putting hands on people and befriending and defending other abusers. I will never understand the loyalty and support he gets from black women. Matter of fact, when I was all on his Instagram stealing photos, I noticed he posted a photo of him and Sexy Red. Now, he and Sexy Red took several photos together. Sexy posted them all to her page, and Chris posted just one. This one. I mean, take it all in. This picture says a whole lot. And I'm pissed that her dumbass would even get down on the floor on all fours and allow this man to sit on her back. And is that white fingernail polish on Chris? But y'all let this man play in y'all faces all day and continue to fund your disrespect. But the UK wasn't playing with him. So all the way back on February 19th of 2023, while traveling for his Under the Influence tour, Brown brutally assaulted Dial at Tape nightclub in London, wielding a large bottle of Don Julio 1942 tequila as his weapon. Brown inflicted severe and lasting injuries on Dial when beating him over the head with crushing blows, the lawsuit alleges. As Dial lay unconscious on the floor, Brown continued to ruthlessly stomp on the defenseless Dial for approximately 30 seconds. Dial ended up in the hospital with lacerations on his head and torn ligaments in his legs. So the music producer filed charges against Chris Brown right after the incident took place, and Chris ignored the authorities in the UK and hauled ass right back to the States. And the UK waited patiently because they knew he'd be back, and they said, "Come on, Cletus, you back, come on." And as soon as he touched down, they arrested his dumb ass. Earlier reports said he would be held without bail until June, but today it was announced that he was let out on bail. Reports say that he does still have a court date in June. Something tells me he'll be cutting a check to the victim and the UK and going about his merry way to continue touring. And it's a shame because he keeps acting a fool and they keep giving him slaps on the wrist, and they wonder why he hasn't matured much since he got famous. It would be nice if other black men spoke up about the behavior. Soulja Boy did try when it came to DDG. He tweeted, "You a B for putting your hands on Halle. If I catch you, I'm beating the F out you." And the sentiment is nice that he's calling out another male and taking up for Halle, but ain't this you? This year, Soulja Boy was found liable for assaulting his assistant, and she was awarded $4 million in damages. He has maintained his innocence, but instead of trolling DDG, he might want to pay what he owes before he ends up like the Game, because he's losing his home for failure to pay a woman who he was found guilty of essay and battery back in 2016. Now, the initial judgment was $1.13 million in compensatory damages and another $6 million in punitive damages, but the Game kept playing games, vowing to never pay this woman. He didn't even attempt to do a payment arrangement, nothing. So his victim played the long game with him, and now because he kept blowing off court dates, he's losing his home. And instead of focusing on packing his grit and getting that money so he could pay this lady off, he decided to post this little message. He said, "It's dark out here, fellas. Our options are deal with a crazy-ass loyal chick or a super cool hoe." Now, it's unclear what this post was referring to. The Diddy trial, Halle and DDG, Shannon Sharpe, Smokey Robinson, hell, who knows at this point. But you do have two other options, gang. You can either, one, stay single and celibate and work on yourself, or two, you can date each other because y'all seem more loyal to one another than anyone else. And lastly, Shannon, not too sharp. What can I honestly say that history hasn't said, your peers and colleagues who tried to warn you have already said? You are hard headed, old, and foolish, and got outsmarted by a 19-year-old. And sadly, once you cut that check, and you will, your career will never be the same, and you will prove to us all that you hadn't learned a thing from this, because we'll see you out and about with the same type of woman. I've already seen this playbook before and I'm bored. And as for Wayne, I said I would give him the benefit of the doubt per my last video about him. But if you did put your hands on Denise or any other woman, I'm on your ass, Wheezy. But until then, let me know what y'all think. Is this a concerted effort to tarnish black men's names, or is this just their season of accountability? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider commenting, liking, and subscribing. Thank you. Have a great one.